Coming to the center of your mats, finding your easy seat, taking a minute to allow your sits bones to connect with the floor, maybe moving any tissue out of the way so you really feel that grounded connection. And then taking a moment to allow yourself to stretch up from your sits bones all the way through the top of the head. Hands can come to the tops of the knees. And maybe we allow the eyes to soften to a point on the floor in front of us. And maybe we let the eyes come all the way to a close. Seeing if we can identify two sounds outside the body, maybe outside the room that we're in, maybe inside the room. Noticing the temperature of the air on the backs of our palms, the backs of our hands, our arms. Noticing the air on our chins, our cheeks and foreheads. Noticing the air as we breathe in through one nose. Is it cool? Is it warm? Noticing if the temperature changes as we exhale through the other nostril. Taking a minute to sit here and with each breath noticing the temperature of the air as you breathe in and as you breathe out the nose. Go ahead and bring your hands stacked one on top of another over the navel. And with the next few breaths, we're going to send our breath to the hands, seeing if we can get them to move a little bit when we inhale. And seeing if they can compress as we exhale. Two more breaths like this. And then releasing the hands back to the tops of the knees. Taking another deep breath in and allowing yourself to stretch up through the top of the head as you inhale. And as you exhale, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe even drawing them towards the back of the room lightly. Another breath, stretching in, stretching up towards the ceiling as you inhale. And exhale, see if you can drop those shoulders a little bit more away. Last one like this. Inhaling up. Exhale, drop the shoulders. And release. Allow yourself to just sit in a relaxed state and take a moment to check in with the body. Maybe scanning from the top of the head, down through the torso and hips, and then through the arms and legs, just checking in. Noticing if you're feeling sensation anywhere. Noticing if anything is a little extra tight today. And seeing also if we can find parts of the body that are really relaxed in this moment. Just allowing them to be. Slowly starting to open the eyes, allowing yourself to come back into the space. Letting the light come back in. Beautiful. Inhale, stretching arms up towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, we're going to twist towards the right side of the body, allowing that left hand to come down over that right knee. Right hand's going to plant behind. Maybe you're on your fingertips behind. Maybe you're on your palm. Seeing what you need. Gaze can follow that back shoulder. Each inhale drawing us up. Each exhale drawing us deeper into the twist. Release, coming back towards center, inhaling arms up. And this time we're going to exhale and twist left. Noticing if this side feels different than the other side. And inhale back towards center, sweeping arms up. And on the exhale, we're going to fold forward over our legs. We're thinking about that long hinge from the hips, long through the spine. Just walking the hands out. Next, inhale, we're going to walk hands back up towards the body. And on the exhale, we're going to round, creating this kind of space for a ball in front of us. Inhale, shift forward, nose tips up. Exhale, round through the back. Inhaling forward, making them as big or as minute as your body is asking for. Exhale, round. Go ahead and do 2 more sets of those at the pace of your own breath. And then settle into stillness. There's an option here to switch the stack of your legs. Or if it's uncomfortable to switch them, you can keep them the way that they were. Inhale, sweeping arms up. This time we're going to exhale to the left, twisting as we release. Gaze can follow that back shoulder again. Inhaling through center, sweeping arms up. Exhale, twisting right. Inhaling back through center, arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Noticing if this forward fold feels different, if you switched your stack. Noticing if it feels different, if you kept your stack the same. Next, inhale, walking hands back up towards the body. Beautiful. And we're going to do 2 more sets of breaths at the pace that your body needs. Inhaling forward. And exhale, rounding. Following your breath, moving like you. And then when you're done, settling into stillness. Beautiful, everybody. Stretching the legs out in front of us, long. Take a minute, maybe bounce them out a little bit. Let our legs wake up. Thinking about sitting up tall from the hips. Inhale, stretching arms up. And exhale, fold forward over your extended legs. Maybe while you're here, you're picking up one knee and then the other. Maybe your legs are still, seeing what you need in this moment. Next, inhale, we're walking hands back up towards the body. Beautiful, everyone. We're going to come to our hands and knees in the middle of our mats. Take your favorite route there, or try something. However you get here, we're going to meet with wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Engaging our core, finding that neutral spine, maybe even pushing down through the back feet. We're going to find some cat-cows. Inhale, allow your spine to drop towards the mat, shoulders melting away from the ears. And exhale, round. Inhale, nose tips up. Back comes towards the floor. Exhale, rounding. Go ahead and take 2 more sets of these at the pace of your own breath. Seeing if you can make each one a little deeper. One more set. Beautiful. Let's bring our toes together and set our hips back towards our heels, coming into our child's pose. Knees together to get into the lower back, knees wide to get into the hips. finding your favorite option here. Maybe you even allow your forehead to come to the mat, or you can always bring a block in. And maybe taking a minute to rock your forehead back and forth on the mat. Inhaling, coming back up into our tabletop. And from here, we're gonna really explore a few variations of our cat-cow poses and really get into our spine, get it moving, get everything loosened up. So to start with, we're going to find our cow, dropping our spine towards the floor, inhaling. And then exhale, allow your toes to be together because we're pushing back as we round through. We're pushing back into child's pose. Inhaling forward, coming into cow, maybe coming through our forearms, scooping up. Exhale, rounding, pushing back into child's pose. Inhaling forward, coming up to hands. Exhale, rounding and pushing back. Go ahead and do 2 more sets of those at the pace of your own breath. Making them as exaggerated or as modest as your body is asking for. Last one. And then take a minute here in your child's pose. Soak that up. Next inhale is going to draw us up into our tabletop position. And from here, we are going to thread the needle. You can allow your toes to come back in line with your knees and your hips. Next inhale, we're sweeping right hand up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, we're threading it through. Maybe we allow that right shoulder and that right cheek to come to the mat. Left hand can stay planted in front of the nose, or we can extend it in front of us on the mat, or we can wrap it around behind us for a bind. Breathing here. And then on the exhale, planting that left hand back in front of the nose. We're gonna start to unwind and then inhale as we reach that arm back up towards the sky. Exhale, release it down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, sweeping left arm up to the sky. Exhale, threading it through. Maybe even allowing that left cheek to come down to the ground. Seeing what variation your body needs here for that right hand. Maybe it stays in front of the nose. Maybe it reaches out. Maybe today you play with it and see what your body's needing on this side. Can we be curious about what our bodies need today? Beginning to bring that right hand back in front of the nose if it's moved. Exhale here. And on your next inhale, unwinding, sweeping that arm back up towards the sky. And then exhale, you sit down, coming back into your tabletop. Beautiful. Beautiful, everyone. Inhale here in your neutral. And on the exhale, we're going to push our feet back towards our hips again, drawing those toes together to protect the knees. Coming into our child's pose. We're going to find some dynamic, full flows of cat-cows here. If you ever need to, you can always come back to your child's pose right here. This is a place of safety. You can take a break at any moment. On the inhale, rising up. And then we're going to shift our weight forward towards our hands. And then we're going to lower ourselves down, allowing those elbows to hug the ribs. And your toes might not stay together. They might come apart here, which is great. Just allow them to be long and in line with the body. Inhale, pushing up, upward dog. Or you can even stay in your cobra. Cobra is a great place to be. Finding where you need to be, inhaling up. And exhale, push your hips back, bring toes together, child's pose. We're going to flow through these sets. You might just listen to your body. My toes are coming apart as I come forward and lower down, and that's, your body might want to do the same. So that's a great thing to do. You can always draw them back together as we push back. Inhaling forward, lowering through cobra, lowering through plank. Take your time. Taking your time, lowering down. Inhale, pushing up. Exhale, push hips back towards the heels. Bring those toes together. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, scooping up. Exhale, pushing hips back, rounding through the back to child's pose. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back to down. I'm sorry, I said back, but I mean down. Through plank. Inhale up. Exhale, rounding through the back to child's pose. Take a pause here. We're going to do some more sets of those, and as we do it, I wonder if we can see what it feels like that when we're coming up, we're rounding, we lower, we're arching our back up, we're finding those different expressions of what we do in cat-cow. Just seeing if maybe when we push back, we can round through the back to our toes as well. Just see what your body is asking for. Seeing what kind of movement we can add in to this flow. And be curious. Maybe your body is not wanting that much added to this, and that's great too. Just see if we can listen to our bodies. Next, inhale, rising up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, scoop up. Exhale, round through the back. Inhale, forward. Lowering down, exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, push back. Go ahead and do 2 more sets of that at the pace of your own breath. And then we're gonna, when we're done, we'll meet in child's pose. You might have scooted off your mat like me, and if you have, just feel free to get yourself recentered onto your mat and find that child's pose again. Beautiful, everyone. We're going to inhale forward, coming back into our tabletop. And this time we're going to lower ourselves slowly onto our front. Coming through that plank again, but this time we're going to stay here on our front bodies. Taking a minute to settle in. And then we're going to extend our left arm out to the side on the mat, allowing that right hand to stay underneath that right shoulder. And with our next breath, we're going to push ourselves onto our side bodies, with that left arm extending out on the floor. And maybe you stay here with your legs stacked, one on top of the other. Or maybe you pick up that right foot and plant it on the floor behind, allowing the knee to point up towards the ceiling. Right hand can stay on the mat, or it can come behind your back for a bind. Next, exhale, we're releasing, coming back and rolling onto our front bodies. Take a minute here to align yourself, straighten out your body on the mat. And then we're going to allow the hands to come behind us, pointing towards our toes. On our next inhale, we're going to see if we can pick up our feet and our hands a little bit, thinking about a long line of energy from the toes through the top of the head. Inhale, drawing up, bringing hands and toes off the mat. Exhale, release. We're going to come into that one more time. On the next inhale, rising up. Taking a breath here. And on the exhale, releasing. Beautiful. Allow the right hand to come out beside you on the floor, thinking about just coming out right at shoulder height in a T. Left hand's going to plant under that left shoulder. And with the next breath, rolling onto the side body. Maybe we stay here today, or maybe we pick up that left foot and plant it behind the right leg on the floor, allowing that left knee to point up towards the ceiling. And maybe your left hand stays on the mat, keeping you there, or maybe it comes behind you for a bind. Next inhale, we're going to release. And exhale, rolling onto your front body. Again, taking a minute to align yourself, straightening out. And this time, we're going to put our hands back towards our feet again. There is an option here that if you want to play with grabbing your feet, you can. You can grab your feet It won't work your core in the same way. It would stretch. This would be more of a stretch than a core engagement, but you're always welcome to grab those feet. And on the inhale, rising up. Exhale, release. We're going to do one more. When we inhale, picking up hands off of the floor, picking up feet, strengthening. Inhale up. One more breath here. And exhale, release. Beautiful work, everyone. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders on the mat. On the next inhale, we're pushing up and sending our hips back, child's pose. One more breath here. And on the next inhale, coming back up to our tabletop position. We're going to step our right foot through our hands and allow our knee to stack over that ankle, coming into our 90-90. Beautiful. Take a moment to settle anything. Again, if the sensation becomes really intense on that knee, you can always put something underneath it. Inhale, raising arms up. Exhale, twisting towards the knee that's up. You can even bring your hand to help you open up. Beautiful. Exhale, release, coming back towards the center. And again, finding that low lunge. And exhale, allow the hands to come down to the floor, stretching that foot out, half splits. Beautiful. If you have your blocks, you can always use your blocks. You can come to your fingertips. We're just thinking about a long line hinging from the hips, a neutral spine. One more breath here. And release that foot back to the mat. We're going to switch out sides. Bring your left foot forward, finding that 90-90. Inhale, sweeping arms up. And on the exhale, we're going to twist towards that upright knee. Inhaling to the front. Exhale, dropping those hands down to the mat, sending hips back, half splits. You might have to walk your foot out a little bit. I have to push my heel out for this. One more breath here. And release that foot back to join the knee. We're going to tuck our toes under and send our hips up into the sky. Downward facing dog. And then we're going to start to walk our hands towards our feet, coming into our forward fold. And today, in our forward fold, we're going to see if we can just bend one knee and straighten the other, allowing our bodies to melt over the bent knee. And then we're going to switch. And then switch back. Last one on the other side. And release. Walk your hands back out. And we're going to drop our knees. We're coming onto our backs. Take your favorite route. And we're going to release down until we're laying on the mat. Maybe taking a minute to walk your shoulder blades underneath you. And then when you're here, taking a moment to hug both knees into your chest and maybe rock them back and forth a little bit. On the next inhale, we're sending both legs straight up towards the ceiling. Hands can come out to the side. You can do palms up for release or palms down to ground. One more breath like this. And then on the exhale, we're going to drop the left foot down to the floor, and we're going to cross the right ankle over that left knee. And we're just going to maybe sit here a minute and push on that right thigh, or if your body is asking for it, you can grab that left thigh and draw both legs in towards your midline. Exhale, release the twist of the legs. Hug both knees into your chest. And on the exhale, we're going to drop both knees to the left, coming into our twist. The right hand can extend along to the side, finding that T shape, or it can come up into a cactus. Bending your hand up. Gaze can follow that right arm. Next, inhale, we're drawing both knees back up towards the body. And take a minute to realign yourself on the mat. Straighten everything out. Exhale, hug those knees in. And on your next inhale, we're going to send both feet up to the sky again. Maybe once more allowing both hands to come wide, resting on the floor. Or if it feels better, you can always bring both hands to your torso, stack them over your navel. Seeing how our bodies can feel supported today. maybe taking a minute to roll out those ankles. And then we're going to allow that right foot to come down and plant behind the right hip. And we're going to cross the left ankle over that right knee. Again, just checking in with this side of the body. This side might need something different than the other side. Is your body asking for you to push on that left thigh here, or reach through and draw that right thigh towards you? Finding your variation here. And on the next exhale, unwinding those knees, hugging both into the chest. And we're going to drop them to the right side of the body. Allowing that left arm to extend long. We're thinking about trying to keep both shoulders on the mat. Your left arm can stay reaching long, or it can come into your cactus arm. Gaze can follow that left arm. On the next inhale, coming back towards center on the mat, hugging both knees into your chest. Option here to take any last movements your body needs. Maybe you find happy baby, grabbing the outsides of your feet, or wrapping your big toes with your peace fingers. Or maybe you take a long full body stretch. Finding anything else that your body is needing in this moment. Maybe you hug your knees into your chest for a little bit longer. Just seeing what you need. We're coming into our Shavasana, our resting pose. So if you have anything you'd like to add to it to make yourself comfortable, go ahead and pull that in now. Maybe you put some pillows under your knees so that your knees and your legs are resting on it. Maybe you pull a blanket in. I will be here watching the time to guide you out. Our Shavasana will be 3 minutes long. While you're coming into your rest, after all that good work, maybe you allow your hands to come wide. Maybe they come stacked over your navel. Maybe one hand's on your navel, one hand's over the heart. finding your variation and then finding stillness. And while we're still, maybe thinking about releasing from the top of the head, down through the face, the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, the upper arms, lower arms, and fingers, down through our upper torso, mid-torso, and hips, then down through the thighs, the knees, the calves, and the feet. Seeing if we can release just a little bit more into the ground. Can we allow ourselves to be supported and held by the earth? Slowly inviting movement back into your fingers and your toes. Maybe you start to windshield wiper your feet back and forth a little bit. Maybe you roll onto one side of the body or the other. As always, you're welcome to stay here for longer if you'd like. But if the rest of the day is calling you, maybe you start to come up to a seat. Thank you guys so much for sharing your practice with me today and for taking this time for your mind, body, and soul.